We're hearing from former Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who obviously played a very key role behind the scenes in talking to members of the Democratic caucus, certainly in talking to people around the White House, in expressing her own concerns. We reported about Joe Biden's path forward here. And notably, she is saying here, she is praising him as a leader. She is talking about his greatness and that he will go down, she says in this post on social media, as one of the most consequential presidents in American history. But I think it's interesting also there, Katie, what she's not saying, which she isn't endorsing, at least outright in those posts, Vice President Harris, the way that we have seen President Biden do, and the way that we just saw former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton throw their support formally behind Vice President Harris. So that is another really key portion to this story and where it goes from here. And we know that the president and the vice president did speak earlier today ahead of the announcement. We know that Vice President Harris is here in Washington, D.C. today. She had a mega fundraiser yesterday where she was really praising her own president's leadership, saying that it was going to be Joe Biden at the top of the ticket. And again, she was one of the people and the people around her who had been told as recently as last night and this morning, there is no change to the thinking. The president fully intends to stay in this race. So this was really something that was clearly closely held. It was something the president had reflected on for some time. And remember, Katie, when he had been asked in the last couple of weeks if there was anything that was going to change his mind on this, initially he said, well, if the Lord Almighty comes down and asks me to reconsider, I'll do that. Just a couple of days ago, he had shifted that a little bit to some kind of medical condition that wasn't known if his doctors told him to do that. And now here we are on this day where we know the president did come to that conclusion ultimately, that for the interest, he says, of his own party and the country, that he is not the person to be the Democratic nominee in November.